The Emma Hayes era is underway. The new U.S. women's national team manager taking charge of her first camp this week in Colorado ahead of the friendlies coming up against South Korea. The first will be on Saturday at Dick's Sporting Goods Park, of course, the stadium that Herc famously opened with a goal. And then next Tuesday, they'll be in Minnesota again versus South Korea. For more on Emma Hayes, let's hear from one of her star players, Sophia Smith.
Emma's awesome. I mean, we have had a short amount of time with her so far, but in that short amount of time, she's already taught us a lot. She brings a new energy, a new perspective, and obviously a lot of experience. This team always has a chip on their shoulder. I think if a team going into Olympics doesn't have a chip on their shoulder, there's a problem there. I think this team for so many years has set the standard, has been the best in the world, and that's what we want to continue on. We want to honor, what this team has done before us, but we also want to set new standards and just be a different version of this team and be the best in the world and, hopefully get things done in the Olympics. Right now, we have a new coach, we have a new system. The main goal and priority is the process and just learning and adapting and growing and, taking each day as a chance to get better and grow with this group. I don't think we're looking too far forward. We aren't really results focused right now. It's more process focused.
All right, from a current star of the national team to a former star of the national team, Ali Krieger joins us here now on Fútbol Americas. Ali, we haven't had you on the show since the roster dropped for these upcoming games. Lots to get to there, but you've seen Emma Hayes now do the media rounds, her first week in charge of the national team. I wonder what you think of the rhetoric, because she's made some headlines with some of what she said, including the statement that the U.S. now has to catch up to the rest of the world.
Yeah, I thought your interview with her was great. And I think she gave us a lot of insight on her perspective and what she expects and the new roles and responsibilities that she wants all the players to really take on. I think that this is such a great opportunity. I know it's a short amount of time, but it's a really good opportunity for her to start instilling that identity that she really wants the team to continue to play at and kind of start fresh, as a lot of the players have said in interviews. And then for her, this is a dream job. This is a job that I think will help complete football for her, so to speak. And in a sense that she has won so many titles at the club level and now is really stepping into this new challenge for herself as a coach and really ready to teach this new, young, talented group that we have leading into such a big tournament. It's a challenge for her. It's a challenge for the team itself. But I do think the mentality going in will always be the same that the U.S. has had in the past. But there are players with a different skill set, technical ability, just principles now that will be instilled that might look a lot different than the past. And I think the team is ready for that fresh start. So for her, this is a challenge that she's ready to take on. It's a dream job for her. So she's going to put everything into that. And the players now really have something to prove because she expects, the highest standards. Obviously, she knows the rest of the world has caught up. So now they really have to perform well. They have to, show up and show out in the way that she wants and is now implementing. It is a short amount of time, but I do think they can really start to implement anything that they apply in training to the games coming up. And it'll be really, really enjoyable for everyone to see because of what they had built off of in the Gold Cup and also the She Believes tournament. So this is an exciting time, even though it is a short amount of time. It's going to be great to see, this game on Saturday and what the team will come out with.
Ali, the roster dropped last week. They're going to eventually have to pare that down to 18 players, which is very difficult for the Olympics. We've given you an even harder assignment. We've asked you to pick out your starting 11 here of the U.S. women's national team to effectively give us your best 11 from the roster that Emma Hayes has chosen. We can go through some of the details here in a second, but what first just jumps out to me is you got a lot of speed in that front line with Mallory Swanson, Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith. You don't have, per se, the target forward, i.e. Alex Morgan. Walk me through that decision a little bit.
The only reason I didn't have that is because she has recently suffered the ankle injury. So I assume that she's kind of, taking her time into this camp and into these games. That is the only reason. Obviously, we spoke about her kind of battling with Catarina Macario for a position on the Olympic roster. But I do think she deserves to be there. She is experienced. She's done really well and brilliantly in the past couple tournaments that the U.S. have had, and really has had an impact. Club level, unfortunately, she got injured against Orlando. So I do think that's why, she's going to be taking it easy into these games. But it's great to have her into camp to get back to, the minutes that she needs to be at in order to play consistently. So I think that was the only reason why I added Sophia in there. And obviously, Portland's been doing really well. She's been scoring a lot of goals, I think leading in the league. And that was probably the only reason why I thought that the target forward would be a different personnel in that position.
All right, Ali, what about left back? I see you've gone with Jenna Neiswanger, your teammate at Gotham FC last year, so you know this player's game very, very well. The incumbent is effectively Crystal Dunn, though we know she was called in this camp at least, and labeled as a forward, which might mean she's playing further up the field. Tell me about this competition, because it's kind of what we know you've got with Crystal Dunn and what could be maybe with Neiswanger.
Yeah, I think obviously she knows what she can get out of Crystal. She's played for her, at Chelsea, and I do know that they have a really good relationship. She brought her in as a forward. She can play anywhere, right? Like Crystal is a top player, a technical player who has the vision, the knowledge, and the willingness to be able to play and perform at any position that's asked of her. So I think no matter what, she will be on the team. I think now, I think Emma wants to see some of these younger players really, earn their position, earn their spot. And I think Jenna still has to do that. I don't think there's a free ride for anyone. I think Crystal is an attacking player, and in my eyes, one of the best attacking players that we have in the country. I think, she has been playing, left back just to fill a hole. Now that Jenna is there, maybe Crystal can move up into those positions in the front attacking 6, more preferably, in my opinion, in the 10. That would be probably an ideal position. I've actually played with her at Washington Spirit, and she was playing the 10. She got MVP that year. Incredible. I'm one of her good friends too, so I advocate for her, but I know she has such a long leash in the sense that, her ability is unmatched. And I think that Crystal, no matter what, should be on the field, in my opinion. I really value her. And I know I didn't put her in the starting 11 for this round, but I do think it's only because Emma needs to see some of these other players and perform consistently in order to really put them and solidify that 18 for the Olympic roster.
Ali, if there's a part of the lineup that I feel like the last manager, Vlatko Ananovsky, never quite figured out, it would be that midfield 3. You've got Lindsey Horan, Sam Coffey. You've got Rose Lavelle. Where do you think the fight for minutes is there? Because I know Corbin Albert also in the mix as well. We've got Olivia Moultrie called into this camp as a training player. Like, there's a lot of options. You've gone with Lavelle here, though.
Yeah, I don't think Olivia, unfortunately will make the roster. I think experience will, take over in this position, especially, in the midfield, kind of controlling the game. I think it's important to have that experience there. I think Sam Coffey has solidified her position in the 6. I think consistently she's done really well. The way she can, spray the ball left to right, she gets on it, she wants it, she's confident. She's growing into the national team the way that I thought, she would eventually in the past, year and a half, especially after, World Cup. And not making that, really, she's really instilling herself into the squad in that position and kind of making it her own. And it's really nice to see. So that is why I put her there. Obviously, Lindsay's going to have a free role and free reign in the midfield as captain of the squad as well. And then Rose, coming back from injury, I think she has, that special talent, that magic, that individual magic that we love to see. And I think her experience is what is really keeping her out on that field in that midfield 3. For me personally, I think she can really change a game. And Corbin Albert, yes. Has she done well? Great. Has she done well for PSG? Yes. Is she good? A choice if, those 3 can't be in the midfield. She is effective. She's an impact player. She's young. So I think, throughout the tournament, we're going to see more of her, but I do think experience for Emma will be key this tournament. That's why I do think Alex is also in the squad. So therefore, those 3 are my choices in the midfield.